Hello, everybody. We're Josh and Brenna. We're both engineers at part of Vista Group, and we're going to talk to you about Vista Movio today. You may have noticed that the beginning Stein, that Brenna and I have different companies tagged to our names. Well, this is actually because Vista Group is a parent company, and they produce a lot of awesome cinema-focused software, and we represent two of the companies as part of that group, and those are the companies that we're currently hiring for.
Cool. So I'll start off talking about Vista. Okay, you probably actually already know us, even though you've probably never heard of us. So visiting a cinema such as Hoyt's or events, they're using our software. Anything from purchasing a ticket, food and beverage, using your loyalty points to buy tickets, or using a voucher, that's all us. And we can get to pretty awesome stuff, as much as the kiosks, scanning your ticket at the door, sending your order for a burger and fries to the kitchen. Again, all of us. We also do all the behind the scenes stuff. So like scheduling all the films and the specific site and the trailers and making the staff schedules. We configure the deals and the birthday popcorns. We've got the vouchers and the gift cards, report generation, stock taking, handling refunds and payments. Basically, when it comes to cinema, we've got things covered. Even more exciting, we're now in the cloud and becoming a SaaS company. This is our map of world domination. As you can see, we're everywhere. We have 7 offices around the world, 9 regional partners. We're in more than 100 countries and empowering 44,000 screens worldwide. We're a New Zealand company with a great deal of pulling power in the cinema industry. We're leading the industry. It's very exciting. At Vista, we use a lot of different technologies. So for the applications that a cinema user will use, for example, when using like buying a ticket, we have stuff like web, mobile, and kiosk. And we use technology like React and TypeScript. And then for the products which the cinema managers are more likely to use, we're using Angular. And for backend, we primarily use .NET and C#.
Cool, and I'll talk a little bit about Movio. Cool. As I've mentioned, Movio is one of the other subsidiaries alongside of Vista Entertainment Solutions. So our company as a vision, our vision as a company is to connect all moviegoers to their ideal movies so that everybody can experience this magic of cinema. Now, how we achieve that is through the focus of big data, machine learning, and cutting-edge technology. We provide a platform where cinemas can use their data to calculate propensity or the likelihood of their potential moviegoers that would like to see a new and upcoming movie, and then reach them using seamless campaigns such as emails, push notifications, SMS, and we also provide insights for cinemas to see how effective and the interactive rate. Very similarly to Vista, our tech stack is also comprised of React TypeScript for the front end, but for the back end, we like to use technologies such as Golang, GraphQL. We also use Apache Kafka. We'd also use Docker, same as Kubernetes with Vista. We also use Prometheus for metrics, and we use Scala for data processing. And for our web services, we use AWS.
Cool. So we're here today because both Josh and I have been interns at Vista and grads, and at Movio, me at Vista. So we're both interns at Vista, but we were a few years apart. For me, my internship was at the end of 2017/start of 2018. So bear with me as I brush off the cobwebs from my memory. They were different times when working from home was not the norm. I had just completed my second year of computer science at Otago University. It was the days of waking up at 6 a.m. and a long commute. It was my first real taste of the 9 to 5 and being paid more than minimum wage. And most of all, it was fun. Let's start at the interview. The interview was broken up into 2 parts. The first part was a half-hour interview with an engineering manager and a senior developer. Scary titles, I know, but they were nice. This is where they could get a sense of who I was and what I knew. The next part was walking around with 2 ex-graduates. It was a chance for me to feel more comfortable asking questions and getting a feel for what the programs were like and the company culture. So I got to ask them questions about how their experience was, which was awesome. Nowadays, there's also a 15-minute phone screening before you get to this interview. The actual internship was also broken up into 2 parts, a few weeks of being part of a dev team and the rest of the time spent working with the other interns on a group project. This was similar last year as well. One of my interns had the same structure. The dev team I was assigned to was one of our POS teams. So point of sale, that's when you go up to a counter and you get a staff member to buy a ticket and food for you. So this is the software they're using. The POS product is one of our oldest and biggest products, and I'm pretty sure that it's older than me. This was a great taste into working on a big existing code base, whereas in uni, we mainly worked on things from scratch. The team lead was my designated buddy, and he was patient and kind. He set aside small tasks for me to get more acquainted with the code base and help me understand what a pull request was. It was terrifying, and there were a lot of comments. After spending time with the POS team, I chose to work on the STAMP internship project. This was for the knowledge services team to create a documentation site where they could create articles in SAM, a form of Markdown. I decided that I wanted to work on the front end, so paired off with another intern, and we created the front end using Angular. So we also got to use the Vista Angular components that had been created by an architect. I discovered that I really enjoyed front-end development and making everything look better. At the end of the internship, we all looked at the worst parts of our code to laugh at. Mine was 4 levels of nested for loops. For the other team, it was a file with more than 1,000 lines in it.
Cool. And I'll talk quickly about the grad experience here at Movio. Sweet. So the Movio grad program is all about you as a grad and getting you comfortable and finding out what type of engineer or where you want to be in your newfound career. So as part of the 2021 grad program, I went through 3 rotations. At the beginning of the year, I started with Mediamatics, which was a team primarily responsible for creating the front-end application of Mediamatics, which is a product that allows studios to purchase data and figure out what type of movie would be best for what type of audience. And then as the second rotation, I went into the DevOps squad, which is quite different from a front-end team to a full-on back-end infrastructure. So the DevOps team was responsible for all the tooling and infrastructure used by Movio, and everything we run on was also managed by them. And then as part of my final rotation, I went into another backend team, which was called the Core Squad, and their primary responsibility is the data analytics, and then things like calculating propensity or similarities or campaign reporting based on interactions. And at the end of that, I was given the opportunity to have a look at my journey as throughout the year, and then finally pick a team that I want to go into. So I was offered the opportunity to go into the Red Squad, which is also a backend team, because I found that as enjoyable as front-end is, I'm not the creative type, better with typing away at Go. So I landed in the Red Squad, which is primarily responsible for the execution of email campaigns, SMS campaigns, and everything campaigns.
TypeScript for life.
I lost the train.
There we go. Cool. So we got some quotes from past Vista graduates, including yours truly. Kevin and James on the left and the right were in the year after me, and I was proud to be Kevin's buddy, so he's no longer a grad. There is a common theme here about working with great people and great mentorship. So obviously, since I was Kevin's mentor, he's talking about me.
Cool. We're super proud of our companies, both Movio and Vista, as much as the product that we produce. So we also push for good work and life balance. And we also have some amazing perks, and these apply to both Vista and Movio. So first of all, we have health and life insurance from day one.
Yeah, we have a group of dedicated well-being advocates.
We're all about flexible working hours. So you can start at 7, you can start at 10, you can work from the office every single day, or you can come in every once a fortnight and stay at home and work in your pajamas.
That's me. You can get free movie tickets.
Yep. We also have a employee recognition scheme where you get allocated Vista group shares. So you're quite literally invested in the company that you work for.
Yeah, we have lots of events happening. So we celebrate all the events that happen. We've got weekly social drinks. We've got Innovation Cup, photo competitions, yoga, sports groups, hiking groups, board game groups, and we even have a musical band, the Visfits.
Cool. We also have one day every year allocated for volunteering work. So you can take this day out to go and clean up the beach, go and plant some trees. Yeah, it's a great opportunity for you to take a day off work and still get paid for it.
Yep, and best of all, we have rest and relaxation Fridays. So that means that we work only the first half of the Friday, but we get paid for the whole day.
But what's really best is that at Movio, we get Bagel Tuesdays.
Yeah, very sad.
Cool. So these are some of our key dates. As you can see, all the applications for both the internship and the graduate program are currently open and available on our sites. Application close in the middle of May. Shortly after that, we'll begin to shortlist our candidates, and then we'll start sending out invitation for phone screenings, which would be followed by short interviews, and then we'll give off the offerings. It should be all about by the start of July. Cool. There's a QR code for our site as well, and if there's any questions, feel free to shout or ask them in the Q&A. Thank you very much.
Thanks, team. There is one question in the chat, Brenna, if you want to drop in there.
Yep, I'm reading it right now. So
perfect.
The question is, are we interested in students that are in their penultimate year? So for graduate roles, that is true. No, for graduate roles, you have to be in your final year, but for the internship role, you can be any year.
Yeah,
it's
so
completely open.
So I had been in my second year of computer science. I've had an intern. She had been in her second year of engineering, and there's been people in their third year of engineering because it's a different degree length.
Yeah. And then the second part of the question is that, is it primarily focused on dev and engineering work? That is not true. We have engineering internships, and we also have services
for Vista.
As well. So if you're just interested in anything movie, feel free to apply. We can go from there.
I think
And we don't get discounts on movie tickets, but we do get free movie tickets.
So we're hiring engineers for Vista and Movio. So Vista, we're taking on grads and interns. Movio, it's grads only.
Yeah.
And for services, it's grads and interns. We've got an intern for design and an intern for finance.
Yep. And then a question from Joanne. What does Vista look for in their graduates? I think you're the best to answer that.
Oh, okay. So as I started off as an intern, I didn't have to go through the same hiring process for the graduates. Whenever I've had to ask graduates questions in their interview as an ex-grad. I'm usually just looking for just like what your personality is. Yeah, I just want to see if you're a good fit for the company culture. Be nice to know your favorite movie. No. We've got people who work here who don't.
And the cats or dogs question, that's very important too.
Oh, cats and dogs, yeah.
Yeah. So how can I apply for the internship at Vista? So you should be able to visit our site at vista.co.nz. There should be a link in the chat as well, and you could also use the QR code. So the next question, where's the internship being held? So it is actually based in Auckland only. For both Vista and Movio, we're based in the same building. There is currently no offering for remote work, not that we're
yeah, I think it depends on what team you're in. So my squad, we only go in once a fortnight. So my intern, when she was with our squad, she only had to go in then as well. I think when they did their intern project, they chose to go in more often.
Yeah. Are there cybersecurity interns on offering? So that's quite specific, but I think it is an opportunity that you can explore. As part of the engineering squad, you get to rotate through, you get to put into different teams, and there's pretty much everything on offer, right? I don't see it out of the question.
Yeah, I think it's just something to bring up in your application and in your interview, really.
Yeah, we're hiring a vast range of backgrounds anyway, so I'm sure it'll be fine.